Welcome again, Aries. It's May 2015. I'm Dadici from astrology.com.au with your month in focus. Thanks for joining me. And you know what? The full moon takes place very early in the month in the 8th house. 8th house is the house of sexuality. But Scorpio, which is the sign that sits in this house, is not at all a good placement for the moon. So this indicates to me, especially because the moon is associated with the North Node at the outset, you're going to be a little bit worried about your relationships this month and probably not at all satisfied with the level of intimacy that you're getting. On top of that, we see very shortly after that, moon moving into the opposition of Mars, probably around the 5th, 6th. This could show that you'll be very, very reactive and emotionally on a hair trigger. So you need to contain yourself. You need to be a little bit careful of how you handle your relationships this month. And looking at the chronology of events, fortunately by the action of Mercury in the 3rd house, you can negotiate your way to a better plateau of relationships there, a better feeling amongst yourself and others. And you do have to be careful how you do that though. And that's always the danger. You know, Aries are very, very blunt people. Honest, I'm not taking that away from you, but very, very blunt. So be careful. And avoid any sort of manipulation by others at this time. That could possibly be one of the trigger mechanisms that makes you feel a little uneasy because, you know, when the Sun, even in the triangular aspect to Pluto, which we see on the 6th, is in operation, there can be some hidden or some subversive elements associated with the relationships and the negotiations. All in all, however, there's an opportunity for you financially there with the Sun in the 2nd house. Venus enters the 4th house of property matters on the 8th of May. This is a really nice one, as well as relating to your property issues. This has to do with your peace of mind, your inner happiness. Venus is always capable of, bringing softness to the situation. By the way, if you're married, that Venus has to do with your partner. 4th house for them is their career sector. That's the 10th house for them. So this could be a celebratory period for you where your partner actually starts to do quite well in their profession. Mars moving to the 3rd house, the house of valor and courage, gives you the opportunity to try things you haven't done before. You are a bit of a daredevil. Out of all of the signs of the zodiac, you'd probably be one of the most courageous. So I'm just trying to think, what is it that if you're already courageous, you're like, what, you're going to jump out of an aeroplane and do some skydiving, climb Everest? I don't know, but it could be something monumental because it shows that your power quotient is up and even further up throughout the month of May. So all I have to say about that is please be a little bit careful. Fortunately, having Venus in the 4th house means you may want to use that energy more as a constructive force around the home rather than conquering, different planets and new solar systems on the Starship Enterprise. There's an interesting aspect on the 17th of May that perfects, and that is the trine aspect of Venus to Neptune. And that's interesting because this has spiritual connotations to it. Neptune in your 12th house. And the 4th house also has to do with spirituality. This is a very nice one that can give you access to some of the subconscious areas of your being and to help you release some of those challenges to inner happiness, inner peace and self-realization, which for some of you I'm sure is an important component of your path. The 19th, Mercury goes retrograde. That's what I always hear from everyone. Do be careful with any contract. Any ideas that you have in terms of negotiations or plans that you have on your diary may have to be held in abeyance there till it goes direct later on. So just formulate your plans with that unforeseen factor in mind, because the plans will change accordingly with this planet in its apparent retrograde or reverse motion. Sun goes to the 3rd house as well, and it shows us with the retrograde movement of Mercury, it moves back into that third house cusp. So there's a lot of communication stuff going on here towards the latter part of the month. Mercury in conjunction with Mars again. I think we had that last month for you. That shows an acuity of mind. You may not be challenged enough at the moment. So what this does is it stimulates you to try new things intellectually, study new topics, and certainly you're going to want to share that knowledge with new people. If you're hanging out with people that are boring and are not receptive to this, that's going to make you very irate indeed. So you need to expand your circle of friends to include those who are intellectual enough to want to share your newfound ideals. Look forward to your company again next month. Do take care. In the meantime, visit me at astrology.com.au. We've got a more detailed analysis in writing of what's happening here every few days for you on the monthly readings. Yearly readings and daily readings also provided absolutely free. Don't you love it? See you next month. Bye-bye.